The little girl was crying so hard she couldn't breathe properly, standing alone near the subway exit while hundreds of people rushed past her like she didn't exist. That's when Daniel froze. He had already worked a 10-hour shift, his back ached, his phone was dead, and his babysitter was waiting for him to pick up his son. He could have walked away. Most people did. But something in the girl's small, trembling shoulders reminded him of the night his wife never came home. Before the story goes any further, take a second to ask yourself this: what would you have done? And if stories about kindness, fate, and unexpected miracles move you, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this change the way we see the world. Daniel knelt beside the girl, careful not to scare her. She couldn't have been older than 6. Her shoes were mismatched, her jacket too thin for the cold, and her cheeks were streaked with tears so fresh they still glistened under the streetlights. He spoke gently, the way he did to his own son, Ethan, when nightmares shook him awake at night. "What's your name?" Daniel asked. The girl sniffed. "Lily." "Lily, I'm Daniel. Are you lost?" She nodded, gripping a small stuffed rabbit like it was the only thing keeping her standing. Her mother's name came out in broken words, mixed with sobs. She didn't know a phone number. She didn't know an address. All she knew was that her mom had let go of her hand for just 1 second. Daniel felt that familiar tightening in his chest, the weight of responsibility he never planned for but always carried. Being a single dad meant learning that walking away was never an option. Hours passed faster than he expected. The police station was busy, loud, and impersonal. Lily sat beside him, slowly calming down as Daniel bought her a sandwich and a juice box with the last of his cash. She asked about Ethan. He showed her a picture on his cracked phone. She smiled for the first time. "She looks like she'd like you," Lily said softly. Daniel laughed. He would. The babysitter called 5 times. Daniel couldn't answer. He felt guilt stacking on top of exhaustion, but every time Lily looked at him with those trusting eyes, he knew he was exactly where he was supposed to be. When the woman finally walked into the station, the air changed. It wasn't the designer coat or the quiet authority in her posture. It was the fear, raw, unfiltered terror, that poured out of her eyes the moment she saw Lily. The reunion was explosive. Tears, shaking hands, apologies whispered over and over again. Daniel stepped back, ready to disappear quietly, his role finished. But the woman turned. She looked at him like she was seeing him for the first time, and maybe for the first time in a long while, she truly saw someone. "Thank you," she said, voice unsteady. "I don't know how to repay you." Daniel shook his head. "You don't have to." He left before she could say anything else. What Daniel didn't know was that the woman he had just helped was one of the youngest self-made billionaires in the country. And fate wasn't done with him yet. 3 weeks later, Daniel stood in a hospital hallway, staring at a bill he couldn't afford. Ethan needed treatment. The numbers on the page didn't feel real, just cruel. That's when a familiar voice said his name. And everything changed. If you want me to continue this story seamlessly, expanding the emotional depth, the billionaire mother's backstory, Daniel's struggles as a single father, the life-changing offer, moral conflict, and an inspiring ending, just tell me.